Hello and welcome to this second devlog. Today I'll be talking about some new wall sets I've been working on, as well as some projectile weapon updates, and I suppose some general updates in progress. So I thought I wanted to show off some of the wall sets that I've been working on. Since you're going to be defending castles primarily, it's important to have decent walls and castles and fortresses, I suppose. I already had a set of wooden stuff, palisades and whatnot, but here I'm in the background I'm showing some work in progress of some stone walls and some wall sets. So as you've probably seen, as you'll notice throughout these random clips that I'm showing, there's a progression where I'm trying different sizes of individual rocks, because I'm going with this heavily 3D thing compared to just a rock texture. So I'm trying out the sizing of the different stones and in the buildings, what fits, making sure there's enough play area. So you can see here this particular wall is a bit wider. Here I'm trying with smaller stones on top and bigger stones on the bottom, but while I like some aspects of it, it looks weird, and these crenellations or these cover parts of the battlements are too low. So here I'm actually at the final size, which was also one of the previous sizes that I decided on, and here I'm doing a bit more work with it. You can see in the background, I'll probably be pointing at it in a little bit. I'm making a bit more modular or tileable, so it's seamless rather than jarring things. Yeah, here I'm pointing at it. Right. So I decided on this size, and then I sort of started to expand on the set. So here I'm testing out for, the gatehouse, where they'll eventually be drawbridge and a metal gate and all that sort of stuff, trying to throw on some decorations, seeing how that fits. Yeah, but still it's kind of uniform. Here I'm just up on the battlements, on top of the gatehouse. Now the next iteration of this, once I've sort of decided on this sort of look, I'll be making it a bit more stylized, moving and rotating individual stones so it looks a bit more natural, a bit more cartoony, breaking it up a little bit. I'm still just jumping around. You can see this prototype. There's nothing in between the stones. It's just floating. In the next couple of clips, I'll be solidifying it a little bit more. I'm making it solid by having sort of a mortar in between the stones, and also making that work with the tileable set. And here I've expanded to a tower in the background. You'll see that more in a bit. And I started, see, I'm pointing at the mortar in between all the stones. So it's solid, and it really helps. And here you can see the stones being a little bit more non-uniform. I'm actually going to push it a little bit further. Yeah, don't notice that. Work in progress. Yeah, so here's some more variations and stuff put together. A broken wall section. So enemies can break a section, or you can start inside of a broken wall section or whatnot. Here's inside of a tower, trying to get that scale right with the room scale, so it fits. Yeah, make some ruin bits. I'm gonna make some wells. I'm gonna update the main menu, towers and stuff. I'm probably gonna make a great hall and stuff as well. Now that this sort of stuff is kind of solidified, yeah, there'll be a bit more clips of some of the stuff that I've been working on. So one of the next things that's coming up is I also worked on re-implementing bows, and this time in a more functional way. Now what you'll be seeing is definitely heavily work in progress, but I already made the groundwork for making it not just work as a bow, but also as a crossbow system. And also, more importantly, because this is a thing I've always wanted in this concept, is to have like wall-mounted war machines like a ballista, onager, or spear thrower, bolt thrower kind of thing. Here I'm just showing off the bow and the quivers. There's each quiver comes with different arrow types. There's a stone and there's a iron broadhead in there. Here I'm showing off that once you reach a certain amount left of ammo, it'll start showing that. Now once it's above a certain amount, you can't really distinguish how many there are anyway, but it'll start counting down once you're, in this case, at 5 or below. But I can adjust that. So here's basically a mock-up of a crossbow and or a war machine. Don't mind. It's still a bit janky. This is heavily work in progress, by the way. There'll be a lot more work on this, not just in the coming weeks, but I'll go back and forth to it and all that stuff. Yeah, so it's a bit janky with the interactions. Here I also made an actual crossbow. Since this is smaller, the hitboxes for the interaction of the hands is a little bit harder to get right, but I'll figure out a good solution at some point. Now mind you, this is shooting arrows. I have bolts made. I believe I'll be showing that towards the end of the video short. But yeah, there's bolts and there's different lengths of the arrows and there's 4 different types of arrows and bolts and all that. So yeah, since I got the arrows in, I wanted some targets instead of, yeah. So I made some target dummies, some targets, and I also took another stab at fixing that janky bell from the first one. So while you can't really see it here, this is early work in progress. I actually just recorded this or messed with that an hour ago or something like that. But yeah, you will see that starting to swing, and I also fixed the bell. Yeah, but yeah, I'll work more on that. So those chains and hinges and stuff are starting to get there, as you can see. Yeah, so work in progress with targets and stuff. And lastly, you'll see let me just scroll out here so I can see how much time I got left to talk about it. It's what's called an asset SU. It's basically one of every asset you have in the game. In my case, it's also the assets bundled up. So here you can see there's weapon sets, there's some enemies in the background, there's all the new wall sets, all the modules that go together to form that. Here's the different bolts and arrows I was talking about. Here's the bolts in particular. You can see some crafting stuff behind that. Also, I don't believe I've mentioned that yet. Goblins won't be the only enemy type. I'm working on an orc. It's way too early to show that off, but working on it. Hope is to also have some trolls, giant monsters, also stuff with more ranged abilities and whatnot. Yeah, also some creatures of my own design, I think. But I'll go with this stuff first. So yeah, I guess I didn't position that crossbow in my asset suit, so you got to see that live. I'm gonna just go through this again. Oh well, I doubt any of you have watched till this far. If so, well, there you go. Got to see a little bit of unscripted stuff, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, and I'll come back with an update soonish, I hope, on another part of the game. So yeah, take care. Thanks.